baddest, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Bold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earning for a goal of innovation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. It's E2's fight any day that says us. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, thank and fans on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Eagle Eyed Football, and welcome back to me being on stream again, because I haven't been on stream in I don't know how long, actually. I haven't been on stream in a good while, let's say. But we are here. It is international break. It is time to scrape the barrel of all the ideas and just start talking about random nonsense to keep the videos and the live streams going. So, we will be joined by more people later. But right now, Chairman, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a bit of a weird time, really, isn't it? Because we've played sort of weekend, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for so long now. And all of a sudden to go a couple of weeks with no game just seems really strange, isn't it? But I'm sure the players need a rest. And I think we need a rest as well, don't we? Because we've gone to so many games this year. So, no, I'm good, though. How are you doing? You okay?
I am okay. I've done not a lot of streams, but I've done like just the same as you. We've done a lot of away days. We've been very, very busy, just going to all the games, even the games you couldn't actually make, to go and even watch them on the TV, go to the London away games. There's just been a lot this season, but we are here, and we're here to talk about some Crystal Palace hot takes. So we're going to be waiting, I think, about past. Rich and Tim will join us for these hot takes. They're coming in with their own hot takes. I have some hot takes from Dan as well. He can't make it today because he's working, but he has sent in his hot takes. Sorry, I'm just sending a tweet to tell people that we are live and we're going through the hot takes right now. So, big up all 23 people watching already. As I said already, we are scraping the barrel already. And bear in mind, we've got a whole another week before we can even talk about our upcoming games. So you never know. We might even branch out to England, because we might pick our own. What is it? 25-man squad for the World Cup? Is it 25 or is it 26 man?
It's 25. Basically, it starts with the 35s, isn't it, for the friendlies, and he drops it about a month before the World Cup starts.
Yeah, so we might as well pick our own World Cup squad.
Yeah.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
So, quickly, let's go into the chat. So, big up Rich. Will be interesting. He will be there later. Big up the UK Pat. He said, have anyone seen the Barella rumour? That is a load of rubbish.
I'm not seeing it personally.
Barella won a Champions League with Inter Milan.
Oh, okay, he ain't coming in, is he?
He was probably their best midfielder. He's never coming to. Does he even know what a Crystal Palace is? Probably not. And finally, big ups to Sean all the way from JA. Big up Durfez. Thoughts on the 11 international call-ups? I mean, technically it's 16 if you add in all the youth team ones as well. And I think technically it's 17 because Romain Esse got called up as well, didn't he? And he's actually out on loan.
21s, yeah.
He's actually out on loan. So technically, if you look at it like that.
Actually, we'll probably talk about that more a bit later, because there's one person I want to talk about specifically for these actual call-ups, but that's for a bit later.
Apparently, Pat's saying my ball knowledge is atrocious. Big up the 21s. Guys won 5-1 against Liverpool. Absolute demolition. Or the Bear is coming in with a hot take, which is just a stupid take. He's just saying this for trolling. Hot take: Yaya Sanogo would have won us the FA Cup in 2016.
Let's have it right. When we was in Dublin before the game, the day before the game in Dublin, we was in a pub. We agreed we had plenty of Guinness by this point.
A lot of Guinness. And we had a game where we discussed the worst Palace 11 ever of all time.
And Yaya Sanogo made it into that team. So
I will hold my hands up. he was probably the first name on that team sheet.
Exactly.
But you know what? I just made up this idea on my head on the go. Every hot take from the chat or that we have to talk to each other about, at the end of it, we have to give it a rating out of 10. How hot is that take? And I think we're starting off strong with a 10 right now because that is so hot, it's stupid.
I know, yeah. That's
A big
ridiculous,
up-
hot, isn't it?
big
That's
up
burning my
Ollie.
fingers.
Yeah, big up but you know, we want to try and have some believable hot takes today. Some believable hot takes. Bottled it twice. I've got one coming up when the gang joins, and
About 20 minutes, yeah.
yeah. So, okay, we'll start off light. So I'll start off with one of Dan's ones. So some of them I don't even know because, like this one, he said, "Hot take." This is from Dan. I don't mind the burgers that they sell in the ground. I've never had one, so I couldn't tell you. To be fair, I feel like Dan's pissed most of the time.
Exactly.
Everything should taste good. But yeah, I think that is one of them.
I've got to say, I've never had a burger, but I did have a Balti pie once because I was so hungry, and it actually wasn't so bad. But it can't be no worse than the hot dog in Shamrock Road or Shelbourne's ground, was it, in Tala? That was pretty awful. Even we were pissed, it was still pretty awful.
But it's still better than West Ham sausage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's all that.
It looked like my sausage.
There you go. That's a hot take. West Ham has the worst sausage in the Premier League.
If you know, you know.
No, you don't want to know. That's the problem. The chat's coming through some hot takes. Hot takes. James MacArthur and Jedinak is the most underrated midfield partnership.
Oh, well, I mean, shall I do my hot take then? That's a sort of on that, isn't it?
So the chairman has a very similar one. So Pat will leave this up, and
Yeah.
Chairman, do your hot take.
I mean, to be fair, I've watched obviously James MacArthur since he came to Palace, which is at the very, very start of our Premiership, let's say, voyage, and I think he was a massively underrated player. And I was comparing him to like Adam Wharton, who is now supposedly our 80-100 million pound player. James MacArthur played 211 games for Palace, scored 17 goals and 20 assists. Adam Wharton, 57 games, no goals, 10 assists. So he's got a GA of 5.7, like 5.7 games per goal, a stroke assist. Exactly as James MacArthur. But in all the games James MacArthur played for Palace in the Premiership, we averaged 1.5 points per game that he played, which is an incredible average. And it just shows how valuable he was to us. And I watched another stream on Twitter, I think it was, or TikTok, and they named people that played 200 plus games in the Premiership and how bad they were. And James MacArthur come up, and I thought that was an absolutely tragic thing to say because he was such a good player in every part of the game. His effort, he might not have got too many assists, but he bossed the midfield for only 7 million. Seems incredible. I know 7 million back then was quite a decent sum, not like it is now, but he was such an important player to the extent that when we bought him, who was the manager? I think it was Pulis. He left before the season, maybe the one before, I'm not sure. And we had no manager, and we still, because the chairman wanted him, we still bought him with no manager. So, but Jednak was is a fabulous player as well. Obviously, I don't think you had the attacking force with Jednak and MacArthur. Personally, for that one season, MacArthur and Conor Gallagher was fabulous. But I'm not joking, but in my mind, James MacArthur in today's money would get you 60, 70, 80 million comfortably, and then that'd be a steal. because he was such a good all-round player and he was such an important player for Palace. And every time he played, he really was.
I mean, I remember a distinct Arsenal game where we won 3-0, and I remember he did a 360 round Ozil, who was probably one of the best midfielders in the world at that point.
He was,
So
yeah.
he had a little bit of skill about him as well, and he also played right back. I think he played left back a few times. Like, he just sort of was everywhere, really. He was a really good player. The thing is, I don't think that is a extremely hot take.
No, I was struggling, to be fair.
So I think we'll give this one a 5. I think that's like middle of the road. People can say yes, people will say no. Big up RMG saying JC is out here streaming from jail. No, this is my bed frame that I've been trying to get rid of on Facebook Marketplace for like a few weeks now. So if you want it,
anyone want a bed frame?
I want a bed frame. It is second hand. Yeah. Mako was brilliant. Mako was unreal. UK Pat says JC loves the sausages. Got to.
You've got to go to West Ham to see the sausage. Don't buy it. Just look at it.
You have to. Oh, mate,
don't buy it.
Out of context, that sounds crazy. McLedley was a solid midfield, but Kabay was solid.
Very in and out Kabay, especially at the end, wasn't he?
Okay. Hacken striker, hot take. Scott Dan is the best Crystal Palace defender of all time.
Wow, that's a statement, isn't it? I'll tell you what I do say. I will tell you what I do, and I would agree with this a little bit. I think there's been better centre halves. I think Mark is a far better centre half. I think Anderson was good, and Max is getting there. But what I would say is that Scott Dan is probably the best goal-scoring centre half we've ever had. How about that? Because he gets 6-7 goals a season. He was a great player, don't get me wrong. Absolutely fabulous player. Another one, Eric the Ninja, Andy Thorne. If we're just talking about Premiership, but all-time, I think that's very up to debate. There's some great defenders, but Scott Dan was a great goal-scoring defender.
I would say that because the hot take here says best defender, not goal-scoring defender, I would say that's quite hot. Because I think that Mark Gay, I would say, is better, definitely. I think at this rate now, I'll probably say Max Bar and Chris Richards, because they both helped us to lift the trophy. I'll die on this hill. I think lone Mamadou Sakho is probably still the best individual performing centre-back I've ever seen for that 6 months.
Yep.
I'd say even that over Mark Gay. I know Mark Gay's on it over a lot longer, but the things I saw Mamadou Sakho do that 6 months was unreal.
Is it your microphone or mine?
For what?
I can hear it's like not feedback, like rustling.
Oh, by the way, I hit you.
I think it's your microphone, Geordie. There you go.
Any better?
Yeah, much better, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was basically just saying, I think even though Mark Gay's done it for I don't know how long, I think
5 years,
Mamadou Sakho, that 6 months is the best I've ever seen anyone defend, and that's looking at everyone I've ever seen at Crystal Palace, or even in the Premier League, if I'm honest.
I think if we just talk about the Premiership since we've been up, and he's up there, but then you've got to say Damien Delaney first season was fabulous. Even the partnership between on loan Sakho and James Tompkins, I think we went 7 games without conceding a goal. You know, we've been very, very lucky with centre halves, no question about it. But for me, I can't look past Mark. Mark Gay, for 5 years, was the brain, the positioning, the awareness, the pace, the tackling, and he came up with a goal as well. So, but Scott Dan, he is an absolutely fabulous player. And again, he came at a good time for us, and he pushed us up the table.
a hot take from Maynard saying never integrates back into the squad because he can't fulfill his defensive abilities. He can't even get into the into Coventry's team at the moment. So I wouldn't. I think that's quite a hot take. Actually, no, I don't think it's a hot take. He can't get into our team because he can't defend and he can't attack at the moment.
I think there's something seriously wrong there, isn't there? With it, I don't. It's not his ability. It's not his ability. I don't know what's going on now.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
I'm
mate.
looking
Yeah, good.
forward to this, man. I got hot takes.
We are on ultimate ramble at the moment.
Yeah, you guys good? You guys
Yeah,
good?
very
How's the little baby? How's the baby and grandbaby?
He's not little anymore.
Is he running? Is he running? Is he destroying things?
He's standing.
Okay, all right.
So
that's good.
Things are progressing nicely. So we've gone through a few hot takes. I think we've sat here and we've said that James MacArthur is the best midfielder because
Most underrated midfielder.
I like
not the
that.
best, the most underrated.
I love that. Macca is always been one of my favorite players, period. And so I can't disagree with that.
Did you know, Tim, that in his whole Palace career, every time Macca played, the team averaged 1.5 points a game?
Is that true?
And
games.
And when he didn't play, we averaged 0.5 points a game. That just shows how important he was to us.
You know, and the fascinating thing about that is that's during the Wilf era. That's during the Wilf era. Yeah. That is incredible.
And to be fair, that every time, I mean, that first, 5-6 years, we were pretty much fighting relegation all the time, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
When he was injured, we was going down. And when he came back, we started pushing back up again. So
I love that.
Mm.
That's a great hot take. What was the other one?
The other hot take, we dismissed it straight away. So I'll put it up on the screen. You can read it yourself because I'm not going through this again.
Yeah, I don't think I'm having that.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not having that.
He might get into the worst. Well, we know for us, he gets into the worst Palace 11, definitely.
It is not actually. I have two. It's not Richards related. I do think though that Chris Richards, a non-Palace hot take. I think he should be the USA captain. So, which is
technically it is Palace, so you can say it because we've got some England ones in here as well.
I mean, I think he should be.
Sorry, Tim. Did I read somewhere that Chris Richards was voted the American Player of the Year or something last year?
He was. Yeah.
Oh,
U.S. Soccer gave him Player of the Year.
Okay.
It's a huge honor. But I mean, I don't think that's that much of a hot take. Christian Pulisic hasn't been in and around the U.S. team all that much recently, and Richards anchors that back line, that back three. Yeah, give him the armband. I don't think that's a hot take. But which one do you want, JC?
I think he stepped up massively since Mark's gone, definitely.
For sure.
Okay, I'll go with my first one.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Jean-Philippe Mateta is Crystal Palace's second best striker ever, behind Ian Wright.
Okay, I have a question about this.
Yeah, but it's absolute rubbish.
I have a question about this. Have we not heard of Andy Johnson?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, my question to you would be, did he win a trophy, though? Mateta, when he was on his game that season...
Yeah.
Half a season, yeah.
No, not even half the season. That whole season, are you telling me that obviously is a very small sample size, but him that season, are you telling me that if... Okay, let me reverse this. If he didn't do the madness he did in the January transfer window, and he actually scored a few more goals this season, I don't think anyone's disagreeing with me.
Are we talking about the Premiership here, or?
Yeah.
I think in the Premiership era, because remember, Ian Wright never played in the Premiership. Mark Bright was a better defender. Andy Johnson was a striker. Andy Johnson was a better striker. you got to say, Ismail Assar's probably a better striker.
But he's not a striker.
I know, yeah, but he plays better up front, doesn't he?
That is.
I think, me personally, over his whole 3 or 4 years in Palace, I think he's had a good 18 months, isn't it?
No, I know, but I mean, that 18 months, though, how good was it?
It was good.
It's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best Palace striker in the last 18 months, how about that?
Well, is it the best? Is it the best run that a Palace striker has ever been on? Like, is that the most in form we've ever seen a Palace striker?
Well, that's a good point, isn't
I think Benteke, that 1 year.
17 goals, isn't
first year, yeah. First year, 17 goals, right? Yeah.
And actually, when that half a season under Allardyce, he played very well as well, didn't he, Benteke?
But let me get this straight. Isn't it
even Benteke's first year? No, his last year when he was under Vieira, he still scored 12 goals that year.
Mm.
But am I wrong? Wasn't AJ's best year? Didn't he score 20 goals when Palace were in the Premier League? It was that 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No, that's right. He did. Took a lot of penalties, mind you. And also, Tim, it's the only time ever a player has scored 20 goals for a team and they still got relegated.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, AJ is an absolute stone cold legend. It's hard for me to rank JP above him.
That's what I say. It's a hot take because I never watched him, so I wouldn't know. So this is where
I guess I defer to
you,
Chairman. What do you say?
Well, I mean, he scored 21 goals that season. I'm not sure how many were penalties, but it's got to be in double figures. It's got to be 10, 11, 12. I've got to say, just quickly before I carry on, I think Mary said it. If he hadn't got injured, I honestly believe Glenn Murray would have been one of our best strikers. I thought he was a fantastic player. He was a great in-the-box player. He had two good feet. His header was great as well. And he knew where to be in the right time, but he just got injured. He had that one bad injury, I think it was in a playoff semi-final against Brighton, wasn't it? And he never really recovered from that.
Yeah. Murray, Murray in that line of, right? The best of Glenn Murray is with Wilf and Balassi on either side of him. And he's just tapping in goals left and right. 30 in the promotion. Is it 30 or 31 in the promotion season in the championship?
I think it was more than that, wasn't it? 33, I think it was.
Really? Okay.
I think it was in the 30s, whatever happens in the 30s. But I think Andy Johnson scored 30 as well in the promotion year as well.
Okay.
All right, Tim. What are we rating that hot take out of 10? So
10
is like it's hot.
So am I rating it as good or just the heat?
How much of a hot take it is? Is he talking rubbish or has he got a point?
I think he's got. There's an argument here. It's not rubbish. Not for me. I don't think it's total rubbish. He's got a point here because that purple patch is easily one of the greatest purple patches I have ever seen.
Yeah, and it's important goals as well, isn't it?
Yes. So that's not rubbish. So I guess I give it a 6. I still rate Andy Johnson higher, but I don't think that doesn't feel outlandish to me.
So Durfe's just come on. AJ scored 42 goals in the Premiership season, in a promotion season.
Wow. Well, I mean, what a baller.
All right, Tim.
What an absolute baller.
What is your hot take now?
All right. Well, this one is I'm caveating it here. The hot take is you can never again, ever take a straight loan. But here's the hot take part of it. If you're even considering a straight loan, that must be filled by an academy player. Never again. If you are building a squad with loans, sorry, that's over. Only academy players from this point. I have a reason for this.
Sorry, selling or receiving? Loaning in or selling?
Loaning in.
Okay, you're talking about people like a good loan player that comes on, does really well, and just disappears again, and we don't get a benefit from that.
Never again. Only academy players. if that is what we're doing, if it's somebody who we're going to come in with a loan, that slot has to be taken by an academy player, which is risky.
It is risky, and Rich has a hot take regarding the academy, so I'm not gonna say too much about that. But on face value, I do think that's. I think I think now we're in European competitions because you've got the two groups of players that you have to get it from, isn't it? So you have to have like a certain amount of younger players, a certain amount of English players, and a certain amount of academy players, don't you?
Right.
To fill your squad. I mean, if we're playing in Europe consistently now, I don't think we will. But if you did, trying to blood the academy as soon as possible or getting them as much game time as possible be the best idea and probably the cheapest idea as well. Bearing in mind the amount of money we've spent in our academy and the amount of years we've had to grow some better players, let's say.
Yeah. I mean, Ben Eagles has a really good point here. They have to be good enough. I still think you take the risk, Ben. And the reason I think you take the risk is because you never progress. Our club can't possibly progress without doing some things that are a bit outside the norm. And one of the ways we can go outside the norm is develop players that we can sell on from the academy. I'll tell you something right now. You are never going to get a multi-million-pound fee from an academy player who looks great, but only looks great at under 21's level. It ain't never happening. That will never happen. They either have to be out on loan in the championship or maybe at League One, or they have to show themselves in a cup competition or somewhere in the first team. That's the only way that it happens. And we need to be developing players that can build out the squad, but also become saleable assets. And there's no other way to make that happen than to find them men's football experience, serious men's football experience. There's no other way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I would agree that completely in respect that if you're not going to give them the pathway to the first team, what's the point of spending 25 million on academy if you're
100%.
not going to give them the players? I mean, I know we only got a 2-2 draw against, I think it was Cups, wasn't it? We had 3 academy players, and they all actually did pretty well, didn't they?
Did quite well, yeah.
So it wasn't, but I think the things like the League Cup and maybe the early rounds of the FA Cup, I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't be blooding one, maybe two. Not you can't put a whole team in there, but one, maybe two academy players in there. But what you have to caveat that is in that Johnson's Freight Rover Trophy crap thing, which is our under 21s against first teams in first and second division. Generally, we do not do very well at all. We generally finish bottom of the group. So that's against League One and League Two players.
The academy right now, though, just for if you, and by the way, I mean, no one's paying me to say this, but if you don't have a Palace, if you don't have a Palace TV Plus subscription and are watching the under 18s right now, I don't know what you're doing. I get up at 4 a.m., people, to watch these guys. You can make some time to watch some academy football. They are in the FA Youth Cup semifinals, and they are in the under 18s Premier League Cup finals. They are an incredibly good team. Like, we have some reason to be optimistic about the talent coming through South London. It's pretty unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen a few of them blooding through, can't you? Like, we've seen Rio Cardines nearly score against Dynamo Kiev when he came on. You've seen Glasgow Trust Casey away at Shelbourne as well. So he's trusting these. And then also, even though he was almost forced to, they didn't disgrace themselves against Cups either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think as a hot take.
Yeah, what's your rating on this, JC?
To be fair, I don't think it's that hot. But
it's pretty cold.
If the players are good enough, I don't think it's a hot take at all. Because the amount of times we've been burned by a lone player, we just love them and they've gone. Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, just stuff like that. I'd say that's a bit timid. I'd give it like a 3 out of 10 if I'm really
okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, next one we'll go into the chat, and I like this one from Jesper, and he says Sam Johnstone is the best bit of transfer business we've done since being in the Premier League.
Yeah, I like it, but you're in the right track, but that's utter nonsense.
There's another player that we got in for cheap. We played the hell out of him, and then we sold him for more money than we bought him for. I think that's Jordan Ayew.
Yes, that's the answer. Correct. That's the answer.
What about Wan-Bissaka, who we got for nothing and sold for 45 million?
But that's not a transfer. That's an academy, and then you sold him.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point, yeah. But Jordan Ayew, we actually sold him for what, 8 million when he was in his 30s? That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, we bought him, we bought him for 2.5 when he was 25.
Yes.
And then we kept him for 6 years, sold him as a 31-year-old for 7.5. That doesn't get much better.
Yeah,
genuinely, it doesn't get much better than that.
And by the way, that isn't a 5 million. I mean, that's a £5 million profit on the overall. But from an accounting perspective, that was 100% pure profit because he stayed for so long. Like you ain't doing better than that. No way.
Nah, true. No, I think it's for pound, the best 2.5 million we've ever spent. Yeah. I would have thought. So I can't think of anything else.
Because of that, I'd say that's a hot take because he picked the wrong player. So I'm saying that's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because we still sold Johnstone for 10, I want to say.
I mean, it was a great deal. Like, directionally, that is correct. Free transfer. That's
10 million pure profit.
I mean, it is an incredible deal. I mean, thank you to Wolves for that one. But, yeah, directionally, that is absolutely correct. It's just not the right player.
Mm-hmm. Chairman, what is your next hot take?
I got two more. I'm gonna shall I have a rant about the plane or my next one? I'll go with Tyreek Mitchell. The 11 players that played against Larnaca last week, 10 of them are all going to go represent their country, and one person didn't, which was Tyreek Mitchell. And personally, I know he's not a great player going forward. I know his crossings is atrocious, but as a solid left back,
don't back off. Make the argument. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, but as a left back, how is he not even getting looked at by England? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not saying he's a wing back, but as a straightforward left back, which is probably what we need, he doesn't even get a look in, and I think it's just absolutely disgraceful. Personally,
worse than that. It's worse than that. You got to go 2-footed on this one. That is abysmal. That is atrocious. That is indefensible. That's indefensible, JC. Indefensible.
What did I do?
No. I'm not saying you. I'm trying to hand you the mic here to wax on this because it's crazy. I don't know what Tuchel is doing. I don't know what he sees. I get that Lewis Hall is good going forward. I get that he's a decent defender, but it is patently insane that Ty doesn't even get a look in. That is crazy. And at the same time, I don't know if you guys saw this. The Sky comes out with this thing called Hometown Heroes. A whole thing on Hometown Heroes. And they did a 5-minute interview, like a special. And Ty was one of them. And it's a good interview, but I don't know. The disrespect is atrocious.
And I know that England are struggling with defenders. So how is he not even getting mentioned? I mean, if a 35-man squad, you're probably talking 4 players for every position, at least, maybe 3. Yeah. How is he not, as an English? I mean, I'm shocked, to be honest. As a straightforward centre-half, a straightforward left-back, he's excellent. I know his crossing's a bit ropey, I get that. But we're talking about just as a proper left-back, not a wing-back, as a left-back. If you're, as we talked about Jordan earlier, if you're like 1 or 2-0 up in a game in the World Cup and you're trying to hang on and you need to bring a proper left back on, not a winger, someone who can just defend, he's the kind of car you want to bring on. But he's not even going to be there.
I would say, I think you guys are disrespecting Mitchell's ability to go forwards as well. Because I think he's actually a lot better than people really think. because like obviously he's not a wing back. Like he's always a left back that's playing wing back. He's always a better left back.
Yeah, I get that completely.
But I feel like he's improved so much as a wing
Yeah, that's
back.
true.
Just playing that system in as many years. But what I would say though is that, like, ironically, like we had a few years ago where England just had too many right backs. You had Walker, you had Trent, you got Reece James. But now on the left side, you've got O'Reilly, you've got Lewis Hall, you've got Livramento. Like, even if you want to roll the years back, you've got Luke Shaw. You've got a lot of people there at that left back position. But I would still say that I think that Mitchell should be number 3 in that pecking order for English left backs. Because I think O'Reilly is unreal.
Yeah, because he goes forward. That's why. And he does score a goal, which is what Ty doesn't.
Then again, though, he locked up Sarr.
Exactly. And he scored a great right-footed volley at West Ham.
Yeah.
I think it's disgraceful. I think he more than deserves, even if he gets into 35 and gets dropped out, okay, I get that. But he more than deserves to have a chance over the time he's been playing in the Premiership.
All right. Tim, what are we thinking for rating of this hot take?
I mean, I don't know that it's that hot because I think it is.
Is that because we're biased? That's the question.
Maybe, but I'll go 4 because I don't think it's that hot because it's Palace hot takes. I guess if you're going to the broad world outside of us, it's probably like an 8 or a 9 because you're talking about, taking out one of these left backs, like you point out, JC, that everybody's yapping on about. So it's probably for the wider world, it's an 8 or a 9, but for us, it's like obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Just a question on that though. Obviously, it's on Tyreek Mitchell. Would you rather, though, as England manager, especially going into the latter stages of competitions, prefer a defensively more stable left back than you would an attacking left back?
Can I answer that?
Of course you can.
As somebody who's going to be rooting for the United States, I am glad that you will not have a defensive left back to call upon if it ends up being a tight game and the U.S. is playing England. I don't want that. I don't want, who's going to be on the right? Like Weah. If Weah has to be facing Ty late in a match and it happens to be 0-0, I don't want that matchup. I would much rather it be one of these marauding left backs who's getting forward so you can get in behind. So, yeah.
But the reason I bring that up, you get to the latter stages, you're going to be facing the likes of Ousmane Dembele, Mbappe, Griezmann, Yamal, Elise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Ty's doing a decent job.
Lock him down, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Rich, we've already covered the academy a little bit, and we know that you have a hot take on the academy. We didn't want to say it until you joined, because Tim already had a hot take about saying how. What was your hot take again? It was
no loan play. We never take in another straight loan player. If we're even considering a straight loan, that spot has to be taken by an academy player.
Ooh,
from here on.
What I said.
That's exactly why when we spoke about it, we were very cookie cutter because we know about your hot take. So,
yeah.
Rich, take us away.
I told you to do this hot take, and I said I need to get Tim on because
Tim, don't interrupt him until he finishes. That's
okay.
Go for it, Rich.
There's no real pathway to the first team, and the academy is just a money maker, not a good one.
I think the question there is, Rich, does it even make money?
It doesn't, because we turned down money for Ratsaki.
Exactly.
And Tim, the reason why I've said this is a hot take and the reason I had to get you, because I'm like you. I am an academy advocate. I love the academy. It doesn't work. The way that we run it doesn't work.
All right. Do you want to follow up or do you want to keep going? So
you can go.
All right.
He's going right in the face.
I agree. I agree completely because the way and the key is what you said, Rich. It's the way that we run it. And we could really screw things up badly if we get the wrong manager in this summer. If we get the wrong manager in who does not prize youth and is part of their remit is not finding a path through, then I'm going to be deeply frustrated.
You're not the only one.
I think this is exactly spot on. Really, it costs about £5 million every year to run the academy, and the reason I said the loan piece, Rich, to give context, is you can't get to a place where if a player is clearly not going to make the Palace first team, but they've developed enough that they can be sold on, you're not going to be able to sell them for several £1 million. You're never going to be able to do that if all they're ever doing is just excelling at under 21s football. I'm sorry. That's it's never happening. So
is that the loan system failing, or is that the whole academy failing?
No, I think it's the loan system failing. I think the loan system is okay, but it has to be a hell of a lot better than it is right now.
Because what I would say is, do you think that we overrate heavily a load of the academy players? Because when we do send them out, they don't get any game time because the teams we send them to don't think they're good enough.
Well, it's not entirely true this year, though, is it?
I mean, it has been true almost every other year, though. That's
true. And we're only just so this is why I tend to agree with the point. You're not wrong. This has been a problem for a long time. This is the first year where I can point to 3 players who I think are actually 4 players who are either a decent sale or squad depth come this next year. The 4 are Danny Imre, David Ozo, Jess Roxaki, and Romain Esse. I think Roxaki gets sold, but he should have been sold for more. So it's a loss, but he's probably still going to get sold. David Ozo, I think, is a squad player. Go on, Rich.
And on that note, this is why I'm frustrated, because then you haven't mentioned 2 players who I think should actually be trying to be embedded into the first team.
Please go on, because I'm totally with you on this. Yep.
And Hindle Mustafa.
Yep. And Mustafa can't get a game.
The profile of South London raw talent.
100%.
Rich. And what about Teo, though? Teo was excelling at the academy level and just can't make the jump, innit?
I think he's won just too many injuries.
Yeah. But he's getting game time on Wednesday. I mean, he's playing, but he's blocked by Ty, and he's had so many injuries. The consistency hasn't been there.
Mm-hmm. So, Tim, what are we rating this hot take, or is it not that hot?
Is it? There's some heat to it, because I think it's a bold statement, and particularly this year where we've seen some success and we've made a lot of investment. So I'm not going to, I'll give it a 6, but I think there's a lot of truth to it. And I share the frustration completely.
All right. So next up, I see all the, actually, no, we'll do Oles first.
Do something on from the chat, JC, for a bit.
Oles says, hot take, Wayne Hennessy should have saved Payet's free kick. Kevin, you were there, weren't you?
I was there, yeah. And when he scored it, I was slagging him off big time because he didn't even move. I was saying, what the hell are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, loads of swear words, blah, blah, blah. And then when I saw it on the telly, I thought, if he was standing in a corner, he still wouldn't have saved that out there. It was such a great free kick because it dipped. It looked like he was going miles over the bar. It dipped right in the corner, but I was there and I was cussing him big time. But it was one of the best free kicks I've ever seen, really.
Ooh, better than Michael Elise against Man United?
Yeah, I would say so. Michael Elise was important, but that was just, I mean, to be fair, if you go and watch that video, we had the whole team in the wall. You had a big goalkeeper and everyone just stood there and stared at it. It was incredible.
So, we're giving this a unanimous 9 because this is
I mean, to be fair, if he shot it straight at Hennessy, he still probably wouldn't have saved it.
All right. Next up, we've got Durfez saying Eddie Nketiah should swap his allegiances to Ghana.
It's not a hot take because he's actually tried.
Yeah.
What the GFA said, the coach said, listen,
It's so bad, don't worry about it.
no, it was Eddie Nketiah and Callum Hudson-Odoi. And what he had said is, no, you're not trying to swap allegiance now that we've qualified for the World Cup. If you want to play for us, wait for the next AFCON qualifiers and show us that you want to take it serious then. So we'll just wait and see. And I rate the coach. I was happy he made that decision.
I like that Twitter post. We looked at it earlier. Who thought it was a good idea to spend 35 million on Eddie Nketiah? Or 30 million, wasn't it? 30 million.
Hot take. Rich looks more like Evan Gesson than Evan Gesson.
That's a 10 out of 10, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm going to get the retwist soon in a couple of weeks. It will be fresh.
All right. I'm going to go to Dan's hottest take.
Okay.
Dan said, and remember, this is Dan. It might be coming out of my mouth, but it's coming from Dan that I'm reading off my screen over here on the WhatsApp. Rich knows exactly what I'm about to say. Dan said, we should sell Sarr and Munoz if a decent fee comes in. They are getting on, and they only work well because we are a highly optimized system for those two players.
Okay, so
I threw him in the chat. Because who are we replacing them with? We are terrible at buying replacements.
My question to you: who scores all our goals?
I have a follow up. I need some context on this, JC.
There's no context. Like there's literally just one line on my screen.
Well,
that's what Dan said.
So then, Dan, here's my question for you.
He's not
Were
here.
you drunk when you wrote this?
He went to work. He went to work 10 minutes later, so he can't be.
You never know.
To be fair.
To be fair, if you got 50 million pound for both of them, but it'll cost you 150 million pound to replace them.
This is it.
I mean, you have me at Munoz because there's going to be a lot of bids for him, and he might come in at like 25, 30 million. Yeah, 100%. But Sarr, you've lost your mind. Like, come on.
Nah.
So we say the 10. Unanimously.
Oh, make it a 15.
11.
That's bullshit.
That's an 11. That's an 11. You go full Spinal Tap on that one. That's to 11.
Okay.
Can I do my first one?
You've already done your one, big man. We're going around the table.
Oh, sorry, you don't had bear. That's why I said that.
Yeah, well, you should have come on time.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I got my daughter's recital.
All right. I won it. Oh, to be fair, this is a short one. All right.
Wait. Sorry.
You're the only one laughing. All right. Hot take. Bakary Sacco is the worst player ever for Crystal Palace.
In respect of, it was absolutely rubbish, but he had a purple 2 months.
Mm-hmm. There's only one other person that could potentially fit that, and that is Jeffrey Schlupp.
Yeah.
But I stuck with Bakary Sacco just because of that purple patch.
Yeah, I would.
I can't. You can't make an argument for Odsonne Edouard and the way that he started and the way he fell off.
Oh, that's a good point.
This is why it's a hot take.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm going Jeffrey Schlupp.
I mean, how many games did Jeffrey Schlupp play? He must have played 250, 300, didn't it?
What, for us?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me Google it.
I mean, and to be fair, apart from a couple of games,
2 good games.
Exactly. Bournemouth
The
at home.
Bournemouth one when we went down to 10 men.
Exactly.
And
then Fulham
against Fulham
in the league game, yeah.
That's
So
all I can remember.
So he made 247 appearances. For Crystal Palace.
There you go.
That's impressive.
And how many of them was he actually at his fighting weight? Not many.
So he scored 22 goals.
Did he really?
For Crystal Palace.
Wow. Wow.
So I remember the Fulham one.
Sorry, Jeffrey Schlupp.
Yeah.
22 goals. Well, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, so I remember the Fulham one.
shocked.
I remember he scored twice at the Etihad in 2 different years. I remember he scored at Burnley 2 years in a row as well.
Doncaster.
Yeah.
Doncaster. I remember he scored.
That's about 5. Isn't it?
He scored Man United. Remember that we put Man United down to 10, and he scores that cheeky little flick.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's had his goal catalogue is mad for who he is.
Sorry, JC, just as comparison, what was Bakary Saka's games to goals?
So for Crystal Palace alone,
that's what we want.
Schlupp has 247 appearances, 19 goals, 17 assists. Never been sent off, I will say. So what is Bakary Saka? Let's have a look. He still plays football.
Really?
He plays for LB something or other in the French 3rd division.
Wow.
How about that?
Where are we going? Stats, all seasons. Palace. Okay, so he has 54 appearances, 8 goals, 1 assist.
And he got all them in about 8 games, didn't he?
Great ratio.
Yeah, he got 6 goals. He got 6 goals in 3 months. And then his other 2 goals came 2 years before that. So yeah, are we saying he's the best worst, or are we moving to Schlupp? Are we moving to?
Well, I think with the stats you gave out, Schlupp can't be there, can he? 19 goals, 17 assists.
Well, okay. I know that I'm going to completely contradict myself here from my first hot take about Mateta, but could you put Mateta there, because he was dog shit when he first came.
That could work.
I can't, because I sat here and said he's our second best ever striker.
I mean, pre Glasner, Mateta, one of the worst strikers I've ever seen. Oh no, sorry. Oh no, maybe not that Sorloth though.
He didn't get a chance.
I don't think he got a chance. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to make a hard case for
Fraser Campbell.
Oh. But Edouard has to get at least a small consideration. Like, he started and he looked like he was going to be all world.
If we're talking about debuts, yes. If we're talking about anything after that, no.
Yeah. And then he just fell off a cliff. Like, right? So is he the best worst?
Crazy, but when I'll put Edouard with Schlupp regarding the goal catalogues. His goals were actually very decent.
When he had time, yeah. When he had time and he actually focused on putting it in the back of the net, sure.
But I remember when he scored against Oxford, but how many times did you miss, Rich, at Oxford?
We were there sweating like we're getting knocked out here, you know.
The best part about that whole game was Malcolm Ebue flicking someone.
Yeah. All he did the whole time he was here.
Chairman, what are we saying for that hot take? Is he the best worst player ever, or are we saying it's someone else?
To be honest, I'm going to give it quite high. I'm going to give it an 8, because I think if we really put our minds to it, I think we can think of actually more worse players than that.
Mm-hmm. All right, Rich, what is your next hot take?
Oh, this one could be tasty. John Textor was right about Parish. I'm going to give you a bit of a caveat because I can see the faces going.
No caveat, Tim. What do you think? It's meant to be hot. You can't start backtracking with context.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take. It is absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. No chance.
Can I give the quote then?
Go ahead.
I think his ambition every year is to avoid relegation. Our ambition is to climb the table.
Still rubbish.
Now is it rubbish?
Still rubbish, but not as hot of a take. So I was going to give you a 12. I'm going to go down to an 8.
Here's why I'm going to say why I agree with him. Now, I'm not saying he's a terrible guy, by the way. But that whole aspect of just avoiding relegation, I think came true this summer and last summer and this summer before that, and sprinkling a few January transfer windows where we've never, ever kicked on. That's my frustration. And that's why I think he's right in this instance.
I get that. I would say, though, the things that we've seen, and I fully agree, like the summer was just a shambles. I think the reason for that was not because Parish was afraid of relegation or the board was afraid of relegation. I think the reason for that is this board is too conservative with capital. They are in love with getting a better deal and trying to save money and not thinking about investing maybe a higher fee because you're going for a higher position in the league. They don't think like that. We think about trying to squeeze the counterparty for the best possible deal. And we hear this all the time. You listen to podcasts and like, we saved like £6 million, but at some point there's a real frustration that I have that we aren't being opportunistic enough. I don't think it's about relegation anymore, but I do think it takes a different mindset to be more opportunistic, and we don't seem to want to take as much financial risk. You could balance it. You don't have to be financially risky all the time. So if Texter had said, we just don't take enough risk, I would have agreed with him. But where this guy, this freaking moron, John Texter, and he is a moron. Let's be clear about this. He's been kicked out of not once, but 2 of his own companies, including the most recent one. Why? Because he doesn't know how to manage.
And also Fogo want to get rid of him as well now.
I mean, he could say what he wants, but as far as I'm concerned, he has zero credibility in anything that he says. None.
I agree with that. But what you said, in my personal opinion, is still is true. Like,
it's good hot take. It's a good hot take. I like the hot take, Rich.
Sorry, Rich. Would you say then, I don't personally think that Paris has actually got the money. I think it's the other 2 Americans have got the money to push us forward, and maybe they don't want to put the money in because I don't think Paris is in a position to stick 50 million quid in the club. He's not that kind. The other guys are billionaires, and maybe they don't want to put the money. They just see it as an investment opportunity, let's say, as opposed to seriously
come out and say that. I think the fans would appreciate just a bit of transparency.
I don't think they would. I think they'll say, well, if that's the case, get lost, we'll get somebody else. But who's going to buy in? Who's going to dump in 100 million quid? That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. It is a conundrum.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right, so I think Tim gave that one 8 out of 10. Chairman, what is your next hot take?
To be fair, mine's more of a rant than a hot take, to be fair. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Now, obviously, we wanted to go to Fiorentina. And Palace today, like they let out the prices for the plane that was going to go because we need to get back. So if you want to go to Fiorentina,
what I saw.
If you want to go to Fiorentina, this is how it works. You get on an 8 o'clock plane at Gatwick, which is fine. Get to Pisa, which is about 11:15, I think it is. You got an hour and a half bus ride to Florence. Whereas they basically dump you in the town until about 6 o'clock in the evening. They take you for dinner, and then they bus you to the stadium for a 9 o'clock start, obviously. And the game's going to finish 11:30. They bus you back to the hotel, so you get there, I don't know, maybe midnight, midnight. The plane leaves Pisa back to London at 8 o'clock on Friday morning. Generally have to be at the airport 2 hours beforehand. And it's an hour and a half bus ride from Florence to Pisa, which means you're going to be picked up from the hotel around 4:30 in the morning. So you're not getting back to your hotel till probably midnight, half past midnight. You've got to be out of it by 4 o'clock. And that's going to cost you the best part of £1,000 for one night in Florence, which I think is absolutely disgraceful. And it gives you the option to buy a ticket, but you've still got to buy the ticket. On top of that, it's $9.59 plus a ticket.
So
and you're actually
grand all in.
Yeah. So, and you're going to be in a hotel, what I reckon, 3.5, 4 hours max for £1,000. Or you could do the standard package, which doesn't include it. Tim looks shocked by this. Look, the standard package.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what sadist dreamt this up.
Exactly. But so the standard package is £499, which you get on the same plane. You go out 8 o'clock. They dump you in the town. They pick you up from meeting place. There's no food and stuff like that. They pick you up from meeting place. They bus you to the stadium. You've got to sort your own ticket out. After the game, they bus you back to the meeting point, which will be about midnight. They leave you there, and another bus comes at 4:30 and picks you up and takes you back to the airport. So what do you do from midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning in Florence, apart from getting mugged, obviously?
Go clubbing. Go clubbing.
And that is just short of £500 without a ticket. And I think it's incredible. I don't know where they're getting these prices on. And as context, if you'd have got the club plane to Strasbourg, it'd have cost you £499. You flew in, you had the whole day in the town, you got a match ticket. Straight after the game, went straight back to the airport and flew straight back to Gatwick, and he was back in by 1:30 in the morning. And that was literally half the price, which is all you want, really, isn't it?
Mm.
And for them to charge £1,000 for that. And when I went into the club shop on the way home to pick up the home tickets, and I said to the woman about it, and she said they knew nothing about it. The box office knew nothing about it. It was just announced. She said, but I said, you know something? For £1,000, you can go to New York for 5 days.
Yeah.
So it's not a hot take. It's a rant. I want to get off my chest because I think I really wanted to go to Fiorentina, but not for £1,000 each.
That's a good rant.
So, and I'm just worrying now, what happens if we get through this, if we get to the semi-final, what are the prices going to be?
Yeah,
Because I mean, I'm quite lucky that I've got 11,800 points, and I think in the general sale, I still won't get a Fiorentina ticket. And I wouldn't have got a Larnaca. I didn't go, but I wouldn't have got a Larnaca ticket. So it's a bit shocking, really, isn't it?
11 out of 10.
Thank you. Then rant over. Sort yourselves out. Make it affordable for everybody.
I mean, that's a good one. I thought, man, I mean, ticketing in the U.S. is absolutely atrocious. That's a level I have not heard. That should tell you something. It's horrible here, and I have never heard anything that bad.
Nah, it is bad. One thing I will say though, they at least decreased the home Fiorentina game by £5.
Okay.
Basically, what you're saying is it doesn't matter about if you go any Joe Bloggs and go to the club with £1,000 and get to see the game, innit?
Man, unbelievable. That's incredible.
Tim, what's your next hot take?
All right,
I think we'll do one more round and then we'll wrap up.
I'm done.
We're already at an hour.
All right, this one's an idea, and I want to pitch this idea. It's a hot take idea, which is, and I'm going to start with the hot take. I'm going to do it kind of the way Rich did his, which is this: we should be embracing the benefits of the multi-club model.
We're not a multi-club anymore, so we can't.
That's true. Now, here is the context. I am not arguing that we should become a multi-club team, but the world is moving towards multi-club and trying to figure out talent by developing a feeding system into big clubs. I don't think we should do that either. But I do think, and this is my idea, I'd like to steal a page from Hollywood and have Palace start using what's called the first look deal. The first look deal works something like this. You pay a fee and let's say, JC, you're a writer, you are prolific, you write a bunch of scripts, and a studio comes to you and says, look, we're going to write a first look deal with you. We will pay you a fee. So anything you write, we have the first right of refusal to buy that script. I would like Palace to do something like this. I'd like to set up an informal confederation of a bunch of clubs that we are interested in. We would like to be considered on their radar as a partner to do business with for transfers, in particular at academy level. So we can send academy players there and we can buy some of their academy players and bring them in. And so without being a multi-club model, actually start figuring out how to be involved and deeply involved with academies and clubs that have real talent that we could do business with. I think we should be doing that. I think we should be doing it right now. And the way it could work is if you've got, let's say we have a deal with Real Betis and they have an incredible academy player, or they have an incredible player that has just moved up to the first team and they need to get some money and they would like to sell. And we got a first look deal. Guess who gets the first crack at that player? If we can make an attractive offer, we do. I want to see that. I want to see us actually putting some muscle behind our recruiting efforts and have it be a bit more enterprising than it is currently. I don't want Palace to be a multi-club team, but would I like to break Chelsea's grip on Strasbourg and have, hey, we're two independent teams that would like to do business with each other? We're two independent teams. You want to be independent? So do we. How about we talk and have an informal deal going with each other? I think that could work for both parties. I think we could be a good trading partner, and we don't need to be a multi-club in order to get some benefits from that. That's my hot take.
I personally think multi-club is only good for if you're the top of the tree. So if they have a multi-club and we're not top of the tree, if someone pitches our talent. And the other thing is, if you get other little clubs under you, they could become a money drain, couldn't they?
Yeah. I don't want that. I want Palace to be independent, and I want to do business with other independent clubs. I want to, respect fan bases, respect independent clubs, but should we figure out how, look, if we have players that might want to go someplace on the continent and it's a deal that makes sense, great. We don't have to be a multi-club model in order to be aligned with a bunch of clubs across every continent where we can actually build up alliances that suit us as an independent club.
But what I would say, Tim, is would we be talking about this, or would this idea even come about if Dougie Freeman was still at the club? Probably not, right?
Probably not. Yeah, because he's got his finger on the pulse, and he would control that flow of talent for sure.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Chairman, what are we saying for that? Are we saying it's a hot take or not a hot take?
No, I think it's quite hot because I think that's probably will stir a lot of debate, won't it? Because generally people do not like multi-club ownership, do they? Unless you're top of the tree, like Man City can afford to have all these other clubs around them, but we probably can't. We can't throw a couple of £1 million at little clubs in America to develop your talent, and we'll buy them the best ones off you.
Yeah, and I think you want to be I think Durfez had a question about would it be with Atletico Madrid? Probably not. Clubs of similar size.
Yeah.
Right? The clubs that are kind of in our group, similar size, where we can offer something and they can offer something. You don't want to necessarily just try to be bully a bunch of minnows or be under the boot of, a giant. You just want to kind of figure out some alliances that work. Like us and say like Benfica, which is a bigger club than us, but financially we're not that far off of Benfica, and they have an unbelievable academy.
Bring me Araujo. He's unreal.
I think you hit it nail on the head, Tim. I don't think it's a multi-club; it's an alliance, isn't it? Where
yes,
we'll send you our academy, you send your academy, and rather than actually one club owning 3 or 4 clubs, you have a deal with somebody where we'll give you first choice of our academy, we can have first choice of your academy, and I think that's a better.
right.
I think for what you said earlier, and because I know people in Palace, because of the European thing, because of Texter, I'm going to have to score it high because nobody wants a multi-club ownership. So it's quite a hot take. So I'll have to give that an 8.
And knowing our luck as well, we will still get done for it.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But Chelsea's
that
fine.
That can happen.
Chelsea's fine.
Chelsea's fine.
All right, so
Jesse, I know you wanted to finish up, yeah? Did you want to finish up?
No, I was going to say I've got 3 left.
Right.
One of them we could get
more.
done in. One of we could get done in like 1 minute. So if I go through my 3, we'll round up on yours, and then we'll carry on, and we'll go from there. So a quick one for me is Gary Cahill is probably the slowest player I've ever seen play for Crystal Palace.
I don't think you can argue with that.
Next. No.
Right, is it genuinely a 0 because everyone agrees?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We'll see if anyone else comes up with some good ones in the chat.
Anybody in the chat know of a slower player than Gary Cahill?
Okay. So next one, I've said if we kept Eze and he was in our team this season, we'd be fighting for top 6.
I think it's a 0 as well. I don't
hard
think
to argue with that. Yeah.
You can't argue with it.
Because we'd actually be able to break down a low block.
Yeah.
And at one stage, we were 4th with injuries.
That's right. Yeah. Before European football kicked in, wasn't it? Then injuries kicked in.
Yeah. We would have scored a goal from outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, exactly.
We have someone to take an attacking free kick.
Yeah.
And the last one is for Crystal Palace, Ismail Assar is better than Michael Olise ever was.
Oh, silence dooms.
I had this conversation with Jay yesterday. Olise was better. Sarr had the better impact. But I did caveat that and say, when Michael Olise returned from that severe injury, what he did for half a season was outrageous. So I'm still stuck on this one.
I'd have been having it if you had said Sarr is more influential, with the caveat being that changes automatically if Michael Olise gets sold.
You see old, didn't
you? Nice.
No, wait, Rich, you haven't seen his hot take from earlier.
I think that changes.
Right, he said this at the start of the
I literally had to not shout during the gymnastics recital. I was about to go, what?
I think that changes. Sarr is more influential. I think that changes if Olise gets sold to Liverpool for the fee. If he does get sold, I think he would get sold for. And the amount of money we would get from that because of the sell-on fee, then Michael still doing bits for us long after he's gone. Yeah. Then he takes it.
I think Olise is probably the most talented player we've had, and I'd say he's more talented than Zaha.
Yeah.
Even though Zaha was probably Palace's best ever player, but for actual natural talent, I think Olise was incredible.
I mean, he's in a shout for the Ballon d'Or this year.
Comfortably.
Rich?
Go on, Rich. You score his hot take out of 10.
My
I think it's the wording that's killed you.
Because the thing is you can look at it both ways. Because I said for Palace, and that can be interpreted many ways. It's like, do you put it on individual brilliance, individual performances, or the longevity and what the impact of their performances has done?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there saying that he was pretty much the reason why we got through that semi-final against Villa. He pretty much won us the Charity Shield on his own. He had so many moments throughout that season. Even this season alone, he's the only person keeping us in European competition.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And also,
you could flip it when
8 million quid as well.
Injured, we started dropping down the table. Vieira was an idiot for not starting him in the FA Cup semi-final. You know, so
injured,
when he came back, you got to play him. He changed the whole system. Like,
but what I come back to that is, you can say the same thing about Sarr. When Sarr was injured, Sarr was injured and AFCON, we were awful.
Yeah, we were.
But that was because we had Mooners out as well. It wasn't just one. We had both.
But still,
and Kamada. Yeah.
But still, I still stand by that. We were still awful when he was gone.
No, I mean, our productivity from the front three without Ismail Sarr this year has been, I mean, just blanks. We're just hitting blanks without him.
Yeah, he has been really good, by the way. He has been.
Rich,
so because of your wording, I will give it a 4. If you had said he's had a greater impact, it's getting rated a lot higher. Because now you've got a really serious discussion there.
Mm-hmm.
But Olise was just the better player.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with this. If Elise wins the World Cup, I'm claiming it.
Absolutely.
Same, 100%. Absolutely right.
I'm saying it for everyone, by the way. If Norway wins, that's a Strand Larsen. That's a Strand Larsen one.
Yes.
If America wins, it's a Chris Richards one.
That's right.
For anyone.
That's right.
Tim, you
shameless, that isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Rich, what is the final hot take of the show?
I might get some tomatoes thrown at me for this one.
Uh-oh.
I'm locked in.
We should keep Oliver Glasner as manager because I don't think we'll get a better one.
Tim?
Nonsense.
He's speechless.
Nonsense. You can't do it. He's already burnt all the bridges, and it's not about... Look, it is not about who the next manager is better than Oliver Glasner. That is not going to happen.
It might be so nice. I can't do it.
Well, if it is Deitch, I'm with you on that, but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be. It has to be somebody who is a bit more progressive, probably unknown, needs to have youth development under his remit. It ain't going to be Glasner. It's not it. You got to let it go. You got to let it go, son. I'm sorry, but you got to let it go.
I'm Glasner out. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
With who they might get. That's my fear.
Of course. Everybody's scared.
There are two. There's one that's unachievable, which is Iraola.
It's not happening.
The next one's a Vallecano guy. I feel like you could do that.
You don't think you could do Roger Schmidt?
I don't think so, you know.
I think because it's gone so quiet, I've got no idea. I'd love Roger Schmidt.
I'm scared. I'm so scared as to who we're going to put in it. So.
No, look, like the Deitch conversation, I get it. Like the Deitch conversation is enough to make me want to bang my freaking head on the desk. I get it. Oh. But that does not mean that there's any world in which Glasner stays. You just need a manager.
I'm not expecting him to. I'm just saying that. The reason I brought this up is because I'm just worried about what might come from him.
I get it.
Sorry, Tim. Can I give you a scenario?
Let me stress Tim out more.
Go on.
Tim, would you rather Dyche or Ange?
Oh, Jesus. You're Tim.
Trying to give me What are you doing? Can you have a conversation with your kid here, Chairman? He's trying to give you a freaking aneurysm.
See, now Glasner doesn't sound like a bad proposition.
Of course not. Of course not. I would rather keep him.
Is
it Deitch? Is it Deitch or is it, look? It can't be Ange. It can't be Ange. So it has to be. And Deitch did take Burnley to European football, but I'm not Deitch in.
If we have Ange, Chris Richards is getting hamstring injuries.
Yes, exactly. The whole team.
What about at Southgate?
The vibes are good.
I like Southgate as director of football, to be honest.
Yeah, as a DOF, I think he'll be pretty good because his talent ID for England was actually pretty impressive.
Yes. But Tim, for the hot take, do we keep Glasner? What are we rating that one?
I mean, that's a 9. That's a good hot take. It's a good hot take because if all things being equal, if we're going to be real, would any of us object if Steve Parish broke the bank and said, Ollie, I'll give you whatever you want, and he just went all in and just said, the kingdom is yours. What do you want? Would any of us be saying you're crazy? I think we'd all be giving a sigh of relief.
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, not saying it's going to happen. I don't think it'll happen because I think he's burnt his bridges. But at the end of the day, we spend 80, 90 million pound in January and the manager's leaving, which to me seems a bit strange. I think if you get another man, he's got to play the same system because he bought players to play that system.
Yeah.
But just supposing we have a good end to the season, we finish 8th, and we win the Conference League, and we're in the Europa League next year, and Glasner says, Sonny, I might stay for another couple of years. What would you say then?
I would say if he's up for it, then then do it. I mean, honestly,
it makes you think.
Because you know what's mad in everything that's happened, and we're not going to forget how much he burnt the bridges with the fans and what he said. He's an idiot.
100%.
He's a pagan. He's now gone unbeaten in 10.
Yeah.
Have you really? I didn't realise that.
we easily think that granted there's been quite a few draws in that. Well, actually, no.
But still, it's either 4 or 5 wins, Rich. Though I mean, it's not nothing.
Like, so it's 1 in 10, I think it is, because we lost to Man United. Like, it's actually that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And that's obviously all compass. So slowly we're starting to churn results again. And right now, business end of the season, I don't care how we play football. I just give me 1-0 stinky wins until the end of the season. I do not care.
If we get 8th and win the Conference League, I'll blindly forgive Glasgow.
I think everybody will.
Wouldn't we all? I mean, I think we all would.
Yeah, to be fair, I would still forgive him if we won the conference and finished.
That was going to be the next question for everyone. That's for me. Win us the Conference League. Glasgow, you'll forgive. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
If they're going to back it, I mean, it goes back to something. I'm going to be a bit serious for a second, but it goes back to it. If we would have backed him last summer, we wouldn't be in this situation now, would we? That's what it's about, isn't it? And everybody would be happy. The garden's all rosy.
Yeah. No, there's no question that a lot of this goes. We can never forget that. I love Steve Parish, but the summer was honestly, we really bottled it in the worst way over the summer. We really did, and that's a shame because it really took the wind out of our sails. And having said that, here we are, and we got a real chance to do something special.
Absolutely.
I'm just quickly having a look through the tweet because I just realised I tweeted about this and I haven't actually read any of the tweets yet. But to be fair, I think we've discussed all of it already. Or someone here said Brennan Johnson will be an unreal wingback next year, and I'm okay.
That experiment is failed.
We'll skip over.
Never
Alex,
to be seen again.
Yeah, Alex, we'll skip over that one. So there's a Glasner one. Someone here says it's going to be the busiest in and out goings we've ever had. This person actually agrees with Dan, so we should sell. Oh, not Munoz, but he said we need to upgrade on Mitchell and Sarr because they're currently overperforming. Win the Conference League, and Glasnow will get a 2-year deal. And someone else said, mark my words, Gareth Southgate will take the first game of next season.
Can't we just get him in as director of football? Come on, it's just a better role for him.
So as we round out, one thing I do want to say is that I want to big up everyone in the chat. We've had a constant 50 viewers this whole way through, so big up absolutely everyone for this. Because, like I said, we're scraping the barrel to try and get through this international break. We might even try and predict our England teams. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. Last thing I want to say, Palace related, is that how crazy is it that we've got 15 players out on international duty this year, and out of every team in Europe in the top 5 leagues, we have got joint the third most amount of any clubs in the world. The only clubs ahead of us is Man City with 17, PSG with 17, us with 15, joined with Juventus and Bayern Munich for 15 players on international duty. And bearing in mind, we have got more players on international duty than Atalanta, Atletico Madrid, Man United, Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Liverpool, Napoli, and loads of teams.
You'll never sing that.
Can you imagine what a warm winter training is going to be like for Palace next couple of weeks? Tyreek Mitchell, okay, Gov, what are we going to do now? I don't know, pass to somebody. There's no one to pass to, is there? Come on, me up.
You know what? Mitchell might as well go train with the 23s.
Hey, Matthews, what should we do now?
He's just going to be doing kick-ups.
Oh, no, sorry. Born Soaks will still be there, wouldn't he? Or has he been called up? I don't know. I don't think so.
I hope not.
To be fair, they can cross the ball to each other.
Oh, fucking hell. They'll hit it out of the park. But guys, thank you very, very much for sticking with us. This has been a bit of a longer stream than usual. But Tim, thanks for joining. Rich, thanks for joining late. Pagan. Bye-bye. At the Palace.
Up the Palace. Are we still live?
Are we still live?
Yeah, I'm still here. No, I think we're live, are we?
I think we are.
Yeah, let me check.
Hot take, Max